Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Kenneth here at Syntaur, and today we're going to be looking at the Donner B1 Syn Bass, S-Y-N bass. It is a very different take on the classic 303 synth bass sound. And I've been seeing them around for a little while. The first video I watched on it was our buddy Jorb's. What's up, dude? And watching it, it made me think, like, hey, I might actually use this thing. I've never had a 303. I did have a MC 303 one time, and it just wasn't really my bag or workflow. And there's a lot of different clones of this type, but this one has some features that I think stand out and make it a little more of a live performance tool, which I really like. And when Donner hit us up and asked if we would do a video on it, I was like, sure, that's something I'd be interested in. So they sent us this little bad boy, and we're gonna test it out. I'm probably gonna stay away from comparing it to an original or any of the other clones, and we'll focus more on some of the features and things it does differently in terms of like a live performance or workflow. So I'll take you through the front panel, talk about all the features and what it has, but primarily I'm going to kind of use it in an actual live scenario so you can really see it in action. So let's give it a go. So the Donner B1, it's got a full quarter-inch output, two full-size MIDI jacks, 5-pin. That's how I like it. I don't like the little tiny ones, so thank you, Donner, for doing that. There is an 1/8-inch aux in and headphone in, and then a sync in and out. Those are all the smaller ones, but I feel like they should be. As far as the front panel, it's got a nice look to it. If you're tied to the kind of classic 303 look, this may not be your bag. I don't really care. I think it's fine. Got these nice little rubber buttons. They feel pretty good. I think they're better than like little chiclets, but it's a 2-octave keyboard, and it's good enough. I do like to use a full-size MIDI controller rather than little buttons like this, but if you're just programming sequences and stuff, it's fine. Got your wave control switch, sawtooth and square, and a switch to trigger the drive or the delay. As far as the knobs, I'll just kind of take you through each one. So this is a D note. This is the cutoff. All the way up. There's some pitch. Now if we mess with the resonance, sounds pretty good. It's not like overbearing. You do lose a lot of low end like you would. The depth gives it some real sharp, chirpy. Now with the drive on, that sounds pretty good. And then the delay, just turn it all the way up. Gotta get the feedback going. Get some cool effects out of it. It's really nice that these are just built in. But yeah, it does that 303 thing. This button here does the octaves. And then on the right side, we've got a little display and all of the various controls for writing a pattern, saving a pattern. Its built-in sequencer is pretty nifty, and it's really easy to write a pattern into it. I feel like it's probably, I've never played a original 303, but I've heard they're not very fun to program, and this has been pretty easy right out the box. It also has a built-in arpeggiator with a hold function, so I love that. That is, it's always nice to just have a keyboard set up, synced to your drum machine that you can walk over to and do a little do 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 do. So good with the built-in ARP. There's a designated slide button and ratchet button, and what's really cool about those is you can use those to write a ratchet or a slide within a sequence, but also you could just write a sequence and be playing it live and hit the slide button and it'll turn the slide on whenever you're holding it down. Same with the ratchet. So that's a neat little kind of live trick that I feel like I would use a lot. I think that just about covers it in terms of the controls and layout of the whole thing. So again, I don't really want to spend a lot of time taking you through each thing. I'll show you a little bit, but I really want to just kind of show you this guy in action. So I think what we'll do is we'll write a pattern, and then there's a couple of other patterns I already did beforehand, and then I'll do a little performance. I've got my Boss RC505 here, my Roland TR6S with the 808 kit going, because I usually use the Linn drum, but I think this is a little more fitting. And then I also have a Maestro phaser pedal that they just sent me, and I love it, and I've just been putting it on everything, so I'll probably throw him in the mix as well. But yeah, let's get into it. So to program a sequence, you hit this record button, and then it's as simple as just playing the notes that you want. So you can go Then if you want to add slides or anything like that, you hit edit again, and these arrows will take you up and down the sequence note by note. So let's add a slide right here. We'll just go till that one's flashing, and then hit slide. And then same with the ratchet. So we just go, let's do this one and this one on a ratchet. You hit ratchet, and then you put how much ratchet you want with the arrows. So that one's good. There we go. But yeah, and then you just hit the save button and it saves. So it's pretty easy to just record a sequence. You just hit record, play what you want, or you can go note by note and change it that way. There's also a rest button, so if we do it again here, just go add a rest, add a rest. What's really cool is you can play your sequence and then hold the slide button, and it'll just, as long as you're holding it, it'll slide. Same with the ratchet. Pretty neat. All right, y'all. I think that just about covers it. The Donner B1. It's pretty cool. I think if you're going for that 303 kind of bass thing, it does the job and it has the sound. I feel like the biggest turnoff for this would probably be just the look of it and the aesthetic, which I don't really care about. I think it looks fine, and I've never really been tied to the way the original looks. But as far as the sound, I think it's really capable. It's nice that it has the built-in effects, and I think some of the live features that you can use while you're performing can really set this apart. At least for me, this is way more my workflow, and so I give it two thumbs up. Thanks, Donner, for sending it over. And I think they're going to send a little discount link, so I'll drop that below if you want to get a little deal on it. But thank y'all for tuning in. We always appreciate it. Make sure to comment and like and subscribe, hit the bell notification thing, all that stuff. It really helps out a lot. If you want to support us on Patreon, the link is below. We really appreciate it. And modulator.